was good YouTube support here back again with another video. And I was gonna list more information come out before I would make a video on how the Cleveland Cavaliers win against the Knicks. So yeah, I just wanted to see what was the contract numbers was going to be and stuff like that. And after gaining some information, I feel like I want to make this video. So yes, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yes, they ended up beating the Raptors, beating the Pistons, and losing embarrassingly to the Knicks in the playoffs. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it for real, because I just feel like this Cavs team needs to get broken though. I don't care what they have to do. I don't care if they freaking let James Harden go. I don't care if they let Donovan Mitchell go. I don't care if they let Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, 2 out of 3, 3 out. Like, I don't care. This needs to get broken though, because I just feel like this team has reached the ceiling. I just feel like this team is always going to be good enough to be a good regular season team and get good playoff position. But are you good enough to take it to the next level? And I just feel like as personally constructed, this team is not prepared to go to the freaking finals. I just don't think so. Now, I even think they shouldn't even make the conference finals. The reason why they ended up making the conference finals because guess what? They ended up being the second best offensive team in the Eastern Conference. The reason why I say second best is because obviously the Knicks was destroying teams in the freaking playoffs. So yeah. And then the teams they played against, like for example the Raptors. You think the Raptors have a good enough offense to beat the Cavs? They see even won 2 games to begin with. If I'm being real with you, this team, as presently constructed, I feel like they need more pieces to actually build around Scottie Barnes to actually be a legitimate threat. I just feel like the Raptors should got by here in 5 games, in my opinion. But since the Raptors have a strong enough defense, they limited James Harden a ton. They also limited Donovan Mitchell a ton. They made freaking they big man look small at times. So yeah, this was just like a recipe for almost an upset, if I'm being real with you. So with that in mind, I obviously thought that the Pistons, since they are the better team than the Raptors, I feel they was going to pose more of a threat because the Pistons have one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA in Ausar Thompson. And I am very surprised. I think he made second team. I am very surprised that he made second team. He should have been first team. I don't understand how he didn't make first team because, like I said, he's one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA, and then he's also one of the best wing shot blockers in the NBA. No doubt about it. He's really their best rim protector. And then below him is Isaiah Stewart. Then below him is Jalen Duren. I don't understand that, but I'm getting off topic a little bit. But yeah, I just thought with this Pistons team, even with their offensive struggles being very apparent versus the Magic and them barely escaping by winning that series, I just feel like this is gonna be like a domination. But somehow, some way, the Cleveland Cavaliers I think they went to 7 games with them. Yeah, they ended up freaking beating them down game 7, which caused them to meet up with the Knicks. Now I just knew it was no chance in the world that they was gonna beat the Knicks. The way the Knicks was just dominating teams, they beat the Hawks, they beat the Sixers. I'm just talking about destroying them. I just thought they were gonna do the same thing to the Cavs, and look, I was right. The Cavs are just not suited to win anything big with this roster. They need a changer. This is the year that needs to be a changer. I thought last year was the first year. Was it the first year? I think that was the first year up on the King Atkinson. So I didn't really wanted them to make changes that big. But of course, as a Lakers fan, I wanted them to make changes so we could get one of their bigs. Okay, but I didn't know they was gonna they was actually gonna move folks. I thought they was gonna wait another year to see if it pans out. And yeah, here we are. New year, same outcome. This ridiculous. I feel start with a big man before I get to backcourt. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. I feel like they Everybody on the team is inconsistent. But I just feel like with Jared Allen stepping up in these elimination games, I feel like Evan Mobley, when he was trying to keep the team afloat, he was able to try to get buckets and try to play solid defense. I feel like they front court definitely play better than the back court. They had to cover for more mistakes because James Harden and Donovan Mitchell can't guard Park Card. It was very apparent that if the right offensive team went against them, they was gonna be able to exploit mismatches on this perimeter, bro. This was disgusting how they let James Harden just go on like the island so many times without trying to cover for him. I never seen that a day in my life. Like, if we all know James Harden's a bad defender. We all know that. Especially as he gotten older. I feel like during his Rockets years, I feel like when they was actually trying to contend, he was actually a solid defender. But of course, as he got older, yeah, he take unnecessary reaches, try to get the ball, try swipe at the ball, which he's not gonna get. He look like most of the time he's not giving effort on defense. So yeah, I just don't understand why they just let him just go against Jalen Brunson 1-on-1 so many times until basically it was too late. So because they already let him catch fire and then blowing that 22-point lead in the freaking in the first game, embarrassing. Even if they would have won the game, I don't think they probably would have won another game, if I'm being real with you. So, yeah, I just feel like this inconsistent play is, I don't know how can you trust this in the long term. Now, to their backcourt. This was an abomination. First off, James Harden. Are you kidding me? James Harden. I feel like this guy has the most, of the 2010 stars, I feel like the 2010 stars have the most loyal fan base. Here's why. Because James Harden can literally stink it up in 2 elimination games, Game 6 versus the Raptors, Game 7 versus the Pistons, and he would still get best player on the team comps? How was James Harden at this age was the best player when he had so many stinkers this playoff run? So many. I don't care about like 1 or 2 30-point games. If he's gonna consistently play bad, I'm talking about bad, not just average. Like let me see, who can I compare to that play average? Let me see, like what Shea is doing before he reached the Spurs, like that type of average. Okay, if he would have played that average, I wouldn't be even harping on this one. But the fact that he played terrible in majority of these playoff games is concerning. Now they say apparently he's gonna want $30 million per year on a 2-year deal. At that point, you might as well just bring him back. Like, what's the risk of, like, first off, letting him walk because you trade assets for Darius Garland for him, and then 2, I feel like that's a cheap enough deal for you to construct a roster or still have a semblance of a roster intact. Okay, so that's that. Donovan Mitchell, boy, man, I used to like Donovan Mitchell, bro. I don't understand what has caused his fall. Maybe the athleticism decline. Maybe his even more questionable shot taking. I don't know. I just feel like it's a combination of both. Because as he got older and as he become less explosive, you see him take more and more difficult shots. He was getting D-Wade comes. And I actually saw it at first until, like, of course, his decline. Now he just become a more reliant jump shooter. And I just feel like once athletes start to decline, they are already small guards. Donovan Mitchell was like, what, 6'1", 6'2"? A 6'1", 6'2" shooting guard who I feel like can play make. I just don't understand why he decides not to. This guy can pass the right. I don't understand why he just go in this mode where he needs to score 24/7 to keep the Cavs afloat. He don't. I want, for next season, I want him to at least average six assists a game. 6. Like, I just feel like you cannot be a two guard in this league and just be a full on two guard. You have to play make in areas, bro. It was moments in time where Donovan Mitchell, well, no, let me start. Where James Harden was trying to keep the Cavs afloat, right? Basically, was trying, like, he even got like with the run he played in, he got the lead down to 7. When James Harden took the seat and Donovan Mitchell had to come to the game, that lead, the lead that momentum, that's what I want to say, that momentum James Harden had, it literally disappeared when Donovan Mitchell hit the court. And I'm like, bro, that should not be happening. That should not be happening. Like, what I just said about James Harden, him playing terrible, that should not be happening. Like, a almost 40-year-old James Harden having to, in times, having to bring the Cavs back just for you to freaking just let the lead disappear. What in the world? I don't know. Because Donovan Mitchell is not good on defense. His shot IQ is terrible. His playmaking for some reason fell off a cliff, even though he's shown he's a good passer. I don't know what can you do with that. Ain't no way I'm giving him $350 million. No, and him feeling confident to say he won in life. I would absolutely, after seeing that, after what he did, I would just say, oh, okay. Well, you go find this somewhere else in free agency, or you can request a trade. You already taking pictures with Knicks fans before the game started. So if your heart is in New York or Miami or something, go ahead and pursue that, because I just feel like giving him $350 million is I'm trying to see how can I frame this. It is franchise altering. That's what I would say, because once you give him that and you stick it up in the playoffs once again, or you be in danger of missing the playoffs, now you have an untradeable contract that you probably have to attach picks to try to get off. And it's already going to be bad enough to trade picks and stuff like that. Because guess what? These lottery odds, I'll make another video on the draft lottery too. But yeah, this draft, new rules and stuff, awful. And it incentivizes teams to keep their pick, because guess what? You don't know if you can be the number one pick or not. You don't know. So it'd be in the best interest to keep your pick. But yeah, I just feel like this team play inconsistent all playoffs goal, and for them to, make any type of noise this year, they need to make some changes. I don't know if LeBron James is gonna be that fixed, but they need to make some type of changes. Some type. Like, their wing rotation of Max Strus, Dean Wade, I'm blanking on the other names for some reason. Because I know Sam Merrill is like a two guard, so I'm not gonna count him as wing. But yeah, I don't know where can you realistically go from here, if I'm being real with you. Like, I don't know, besides trying to break this up. What I would do if I was the Cavs, I would at least try to trade either one of these players and try to see what you can do. Because if you do give Donovan Mitchell that contract, or you decide to run it back, at a certain point, you're going to have to move one of these players. If the Timberwolves, who I feel like, yes, they also went out pretty sad too, and it was kind of also favored in that series versus the Mavs. But the fact that they was, still actually looked like a threat against the Mavs compared to how the Cavs looked against the Knicks, I just feel like, yeah, the Cavs at a certain point will definitely have to move off a contract or two to try to make things right. And like I said before, LeBron James is not going to save you, not at this age. I feel like they need to trade either one of these dudes for more wing players, Now, if you can't find like playmakers, folks that can attack a lot, dribble, and make plays for others, while also being a good defender, you just need to try to get some good defenders on the squad and try to muck the game up. Because I just feel like this finesse thing, and because they obviously acknowledged they didn't trade for the MVP James Harden. They traded for this new version of James Harden, which is like a Chauncey Billups style point guard now. Right. I'm not sure, like, even if you do trade Donovan Mitchell, I'm not sure how far you would go. And if you trade Evan Mobley with Jerry Allen, I'm still not sure how far you would go, because if you're not replenishing the talent that you're trading away, I just feel like you're gonna be stuck in mediocrity. And that is the worst place to freaking be stuck in. You either a freaking championship contender, you're on the cusp, or you're a rising playoff team. You gotta be either one of those three. You cannot be a freaking consistent playoff team that freaking stinks it up when it matters most every year. You cannot do that. And I just feel like you also do a disservice to the fans by keep trying out the same roster without making any changes. Like, I don't know. I don't know, bro. But yeah, that's all I got to say for the Cavaliers situation. Hope you guys like, comment, subscribe. This your boy Trail, and I'm out.